joining us. Before we get into the announcements today, I'd like to introduce almost everyone who's in the room. VIPs who are very important not only to McAllen, but to the South Texas region and Texas. So thank you very much for being here. I'd like to start with the City of McAllen Mayor Jim Darling, City Commissioner Trey Pedley, Mayor Pro Tem City Commissioner Ida Ramirez, Mayor Pro Tem City Commissioner Hilda Escochea Salinas, City Commissioner John Ingram. With the McAllen Public Utility Board, Ernest Williams Chairman, Albert Cardenas Vice Chairman, Antonio Tony Aguirre Jr. Trustee, and Charles Amos Trustee. General Manager Mark Vega. Our city staff is City Manager Roy Rodriguez, Assistant City Manager Jeff Johnston, Assistant City Manager Michelle Lethwich, Assistant City Manager Joe Vera. For Hidalgo County, we have our County Judge Ramon Garcia, we have County Commissioner A.C. Cuellar Jr., County Commissioner Eduardo Eddie Cantu, County Commissioner Joe Flores, and County Commissioner Joseph Palacios. On this side of the room, let me start off with Chancellor John Sharp and President Michael Young from Texas A&M, who's also accompanied by their staff, Billy Hamilton, Dr. Johnny Hurtado, and Leyland Copeland. And people who always support McAllen and this entire community. Let's start with Congressman Rubén Hinojosa, and then we have Texas Senators Juan Chuy Hinojosa and Senator Eddie Lucio Jr. Representatives Eddie Lucio III, we have Ryan Guillen, Terry Canales, and filling in over there, we have Sheriff Guerrero over there, right there. So thank you very much for being here. That's all I have to say, Mayor. So I'm going to turn it over to you so you can conduct your meetings.
Okay, thank you very much and welcome. We actually have to conduct some business before we do the festivities. And so the first thing that I'd like to do is call the meeting to order. And what we're going to do is have a public hearing, and then we have 3 action items, which I'll explain as we go forward. Judge, would like to call the Commissioner's Court to order.
At this time, I want to convene and call to order a meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court special joint meeting with the City of McAllen for today, September the 15th, 2015. Present are Commissioner A.C. Cuellar, Precinct 1, Commissioner Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2, Commissioner Joseph Palacios, Precinct 4, and I didn't see Joe. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Judge. The first item of business is called public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is to allow the public to comment relating to the appropriate action on the supplemental project.
Aaron, just a minute.
Oh, yeah, no, you want to?
Well, I need to. I got the lawyer here telling me I need to do something. At this time, we're going to be recessing our meeting and allowing the city's meeting to proceed.
Okay. Recess?
We're in recess.
Okay, we'll pretend you're not here. Okay. This item is a public hearing on the supplemental project and finance plan for the McAllen TERS #1 ordinance and adopting the same. Back in March 2015, we adopted a project and the finance plan for the McAllen TERS, which is the property located on Monte Cristo and Ware Road, the northwest corner of that. And in that plan, we adopted a proposal to develop that, the total acreage in accordance with a development plan of commercial, educational, and housing improvements to that. What we're doing now is going to amend that plan by providing for a supplemental project and financing plan to do the additional of the Texas A&M campus. So is there anybody here who has the guts to go forward and want to talk about this plan from the public? No. Anybody here who wants to make any comments on the proposal for the amendment to that plan? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Judge, you want to reconvene your...
At this time, we would reconvene Commissioners Court meeting, our joint meeting with the city. And first item on our agenda is item number 2A. At this time, I would call on Mr. Bobby Villarreal so he can. Bobby, are you here?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Judge.
You can do it up here in front.
Oh, you want to do it?
Well, I tell you what, it's not my office.
Before you do that, I have to take one action, Mr. Commission. We close the public hearing now. Entertain a motion to adopt an ordinance to adopt the supplemental project and finance plan for McAllen TERS number 1 to include the educational facilities project to bring the new University A&M campus to the north side of McAllen.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Okay, Bobby, go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners, Mayor, and Council, and Chancellor Sharp, and President Young. Today we have item 2A for the County Judge's Office, an order approving the First Amendment to the interlocal agreement between the City of McAllen, Hidalgo County, Roads Enterprises Inc., and Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone number 1, City of McAllen, related to Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone number 1, City of McAllen. Just for some background and for some historical note, as our commissioners recall, earlier in the year we entered into a partnership with the City of McAllen to do a TERS in the northwest quadrant of the city. And at that point, we contributed 77% of our M&O tax rate, which, and McAllen did 80% of theirs. We did that for 30 years. However, recently, the project that we speak of today was being contemplated, and after a culmination of a series of meetings with the city, we're looking to agree to increasing our TERS contribution from 77% to 100% to the extent that there's a shortfall with the bonding. There's a bond going out for about $10 million for this project, and so to the extent that the City of McAllen is short, that we will back it up in those particular years up to an aggregate of $6.8 million. And so realistically, we anticipated to do very well, but to the extent of $6.8 million over that time period.
Any discussion?
Staff would recommend approval if there's no questions.
Second. All right, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously.
Okay, this before the City Commission, and First Amendment to the interlocal agreement, essentially it provides for the addition of an issuance of $10 million in certificates of obligations to fund the vertical and horizontal construction of the initial A&M campus building, along with a 100-acre swath of land in the zone for similar related property owned by the City of McAllen adjacent to the zone. It also increases the city obligation to 20% of its aggregate available tax increment to pay should there be a shortfall in relationship to the taxes collected within the zone. Do I have a motion to approve the amendment to the interlocal agreement as presented?
So moved.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, the third item, you want to do this one? The third item is to consider amending the letter of intent related to the supplemental, or approve the letter of intent related to the supplemental project. In that, it's a letter of intent for Texas A&M to open a campus on 100 acres of land located inside the tax increment reinvestment zone number 1, and the city and county help to provide land, infrastructure, and the initial building. I have a motion for the City Commission to approve the letter of intent as presented.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
At this time, we're going to proceed on basically the same issue. It's a letter of intent regarding this supplemental project within tax increment reinvestment zone number 1, City of McAllen, and authority for the county judge to execute the letter of intent. All right, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously.
Okay, that's the end of our meeting right now. I'm going to go over and learn the secret Aggie handshake. And much for being here. This is an exciting day. The Pope 2 weeks ago and Chancellor Sharp, I don't know if my architect was out. You know, one thing I want to say is I talked to Dr. Guy Bailey this morning from UTRGV, and he sent us congratulations, and he's excited about working in collaborative effort with Texas A&M, making the Valley even greater as it is, and welcome to the day. I was thinking on the way over, this is really a historic moment, and I was happy to be the lawyer for the city and the community college when we went from a TSTC campus with a little line item, had 500 students and some EDA buildings in 1990, to 30,000 students at South Texas College today. And I think the A&M campus is going to be more successful than that, and it's going to be a game changer in the Valley, just like UTRGV, and we're so happy to have you here in our community. We won't mention football since I went to Baylor, and you know, we'll let that go. But it's a very exciting time. It was a very good working with you. I remember we sat and had a beer, and I looked right in the eye, and I said, you know, Mr. Chancellor, are you telling me the truth? I'm looking at you right in the eye. And you said, we're going to do it. And so congratulations to you, and thank you for reading the word that you gave me that night.
It was more than one beer.
You know, I'm kind of a jokester, and I've been told that you and I are not supposed to take the podium together. It's a dangerous combination. So I'm going to end my remarks and turn over to the county judge. There's the county judge, Ramon Garcia. And Judge, thank you very much for the county's participation. We couldn't have done this without you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's supposed to be the serious one. In 1996, the Wall Street Journal had a front-page business section article entitled, "In South Texas, a university seeds a powerful Hispanic middle class," referring to Pan American University. Pan American provided many of us with an opportunity to become educated. The article contained a quotation from a young lawyer. The quote was, "We went from picking cotton to what we're doing now, and I can tell you it's a lot better." It wouldn't have happened without Pan Am. Most everybody I grew up with went to Pan Am. It was a way out. That statement could have been made by any one of several 100,000 Pan Am graduates. The founders of Pan Am Junior College back in 1927 could never have dreamed of where our region would be 88 years later. Thanks to their vision and belief that education is the key to success, and that for the area to prosper and develop economically, an educational institution had to be established. We are one of the fastest growth regions of the country. We have a young population that now has the opportunity to attain their education from the two most prominent higher educational institutions in the state of Texas. Education has been and always will be the key to success. The significance of having the two most prominent higher education institutions in the state here means greater access for our children to higher education. Like UT Rio Grande Valley, Texas A&M has access to the Permanent University Fund. This is significant because until last year, our area could not access those funds. The best way to explain the significance of what it means to have access to the Permanent University Fund is as follows. In the 1980s, I was appointed by Governor Mark White to the Pan Am Board. Part of our responsibility was to every 2 years go to the legislature in Austin and get funds to operate our school. One year we went, and through the help of Senator Carlos Truan, we succeeded in coming back with about 30 million plus. We thought we'd hit the muzzle load. In 1 year, since UTRGV has been here, they have invested approximately $500 million in our area. approximately $250 million more for this coming year. Now we will add to that the investment to be made by A&M. The two institutions have an agreement. Well, I discussed a major concern yesterday with Mr. Bill Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton is a vice president and he's right under John. And I discussed with him a concern that several of us have had. And the concern is, will the two universities be competing for the same permanent university funds to operate their RGV facilities? I'm glad to tell you, and I was glad to hear that the answer is no. The two institutions have an agreement that they both share in a particular fund within the permanent university fund. From that fund, University of Texas gets 2/3 of the money of the fund, and A&M gets 1/3 of the money of the fund. And that's how they would be, their Valley facilities would be funded from their respective share. So any money being spent by A&M would be new money. I was curious about why UT received 2/3 of the money in the fund, and A&M only received 1/3 of the funds. So I asked Mr. Hamilton about why the uneven split. He wasn't aware, so John was in the room with him. We were talking over the phone. So he asked Chancellor Sharp if he knew why.
No, don't say that. That's not true.
John quickly stated, because we chose first. We need to express our gratitude to several individuals, but in my mind, we would not be here today but for the efforts of Chancellor John Sharp, a true friend of South Texas. John, in his lifetime, has been very active politically, which is how many of us have gotten to know him. He has served Texas as a state representative, a state senator, a Texas Railroad Commission member, and comptroller of the state of Texas. He has close ties to our deep South Texas region, and as Chancellor, he was involved in conducting the required due diligence for locating a facility down here or anywhere in Texas. I was told that John started focusing in our area when he found out that Hidalgo County was a county that elected an Aggie sheriff. So it really closed the deal, as Trump would say. When he learned that all 4 of his kids were Aggies, he realized at that time that this area breathes and bleeds Aggies. John.
Please don't think that. He is joking about that. That did not happen. You don't understand Aggies. Don't think that. It is good to be here in my favorite part of the world. Good to be here with the best people on the planet. I can tell you, I pray the Lord gives me 30 or 40 years to look back here and see one of the largest universities that exist in this state, because that's what we are planning right here today. Yeah. But the thing I want you to remember is that this is not Texas A&M McAllen. This is not Texas A&M Rio Grande Valley. This is not even like Texas A&M Kingsville, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, or Texas A&M San Antonio or Laredo. This is Texas A&M. These kids will wear this same ring. That's why President Young wanted it this way, because this is not you coming to college at Texas A&M. This is Texas A&M coming to McAllen and to the Rio Grande Valley to serve those children that maybe can't afford or can't, for some whatever reason, leave home and go somewhere else. It's a great flagship university. One of the top 20 universities in the United States of America in research is going to be located in the Rio Grande Valley. And we're going to have outstanding young men and women. He's going to start with engineering technology, biomedical sciences, agriculture, and several things. There's so many people to thank in this process. I think when I was first became chancellor, Chewy has tricked me into so many things. But I remember talking to Chewy and Alonzo in a meeting probably 2 months after I was chancellor. We need a presence. Eddie Lucio had said the same thing. All of these representatives had said the same thing. And then Mayor Darling and Judge Garcia got involved. And Mayor Darling and I would go on quail hunts and talk nothing but what is the program, what are the things we're going to do. The same with Judge Garcia. Ramon, so dedicated to this. Alonzo, typical of Alonzo, he does good work and then he doesn't show up for the limelight. Either that or he forgot, I don't know. There's so many people here that deserve the credit for putting this together. But I am so proud that I'm able just to be a small part of this. But this is going to be a life changer, a game changer, not just for this part of Texas, but for a bunch of young men and women that are going to receive first-class educations from one of the great universities in this country. And again, keep in mind that this is Texas A&M College Station that happens to be in McAllen. It's the same degree, same ring, same admission standards, same everything. And we couldn't have done it because it's hard to do startups. We simply don't have money. No university has money for startups. Once you get started, then the money gets to flow. But thank you all for making this possible. We appreciate everything that you've done. In this room also is David Torkelson. Where's David at?
Tom Torkelson, we're close enough.
Yeah, David's over there. And that's also David's brother Mike is over here too. That would be Mike, right? Idea Schools is something that we've been impressed with a very long time. We are in conversations with them about getting involved with them with regard to elementary schools, high schools, and things like that to make sure that we can do everything we can possibly do as a university and as a system for the young men and women in the Texas Rio Grande Valley. So thank you. I couldn't be more proud of your staffs, of your elected officials, and our staffs that worked so hard over the last many months putting this together and making it work. It is going to be great. I want to introduce the guy that really made this happen. We had been messing with this for quite some time. Our new president, Mike Young, came on board about 3 months ago. And this is one of the first things he looked at, and he told everybody on our side, quit talking about it, do it. He got it. He knew what this place was about and said, by George, we're going to be there. And so I was having a conversation with him one time and said, you know, I don't know if you're used to the politics of South Texas. You're president of the University of Washington, and things were easy, and there was no politics. Politics in South Texas is pretty rough. And I stepped in and said, you need to know something about Mike Young. He negotiated the reunification treaty between East and West Germany. If he can do that, he can do that. Present to you the person who is going to build a wonderful institution for you young men and women in the state of Texas. A guy that is one of the top 5 presidents in the United States of America. We're so fortunate to get him, and he is going to do things for our university and for your university that others will simply dream about. The 25th president of Texas A&M University and your university, Mike Young.
you. Now, I want to extend our thanks on behalf of the entire university. Mr. Mayor, Judge Garcia, all of the City Council, the County Commissioners, thank you so much, as well as our great state legislators who've been so important in this enterprise. This is something that, as it was laid out to me, everything John said to you in public, he says in private too. He told me this is the warmest, best community any place on the planet, and that there are very, very special young people down here. Taking an education to them is going to be a great privilege for Texas A&M University. We are excited about that. It isn't our first time in the Rio Grande Valley. I thought I'd tell you just a little bit about some of our connections here, but more importantly, what you're probably most interested in is a little bit about what we plan to do down here, at least in the beginning. We are an old university, 1876. We're the oldest university in the state. There's some others that followed us, all remain inferior. After all those years, we got that head start. From the very beginning, we had students from out here as well as lots of Hispanic students. Jose Ortiz graduated in 1891 and actually came back to Laredo, earned a distinguished career, served as city treasurer. But more importantly, Mr. In Valdez from Hidalgo, Mexico, scored the first touchdown for Texas A&M University in 1894 when we beat Galveston. So we've had this long connection that's been an important one. The Rio Grande Valley Club, which was formed by Texas A&M students, is over 100 years old. We have the Texas Aggie Moms, who are a very important organization and serve our students down here in a really powerful way. We have connected with this community because there is in our blood and in this community a real sense of service and a sense of values that really work together to make what we do consistent with what's important down here. So those linkages are even stronger now than they were 100 years ago. As you know, about a quarter of our freshman class are first-generation students. And we prize that because we know when we have a student who comes in whose family may not have had an opportunity for college education before, it changes not only that student, but it changes generations to come. And that's what we want to do here as well as we do it in College Station, as well as we do it in other parts of the state. 20% of our total enrollment in the university and 25% in our freshman class this year are students of Hispanic origin. That also brings an enormous amount of interesting engagement and diversity and awareness on our part and creates a terrific education. We have down here a prospective student center that's helped us attract students and ensure that students from this area who want to come to College Station are able to do that. We will continue to have that and continue to do that to help students go to school wherever best fits them, wherever best suits them, whether it's in College Station, whether it's in McAllen, or whether it's in Galveston, or for that matter, whether it's in Qatar in the Middle East. Though not many from the Rio Grande Valley go to Qatar as nearly as hell. We have about 900 graduates who are down here in the Valley as well. I think most of them in this room today, and thank you. So we have a long, rich history of collaboration, which we intend to build on and develop. You know, we've had our agri-life research and extension services down here. We have agricultural extension services in virtually every county in the state. We work to improve the quality and the yields in the agricultural area. We have engineering, Texas Water Resources Institute down here as well. We also have been offering for some time some programs through our Health Sciences Center. School of Pharmacy as well offers some programs. Looking particularly issues relating to health, obesity, diabetes, other kinds of pathologies that affect every community in the United States, working together with your health professionals and training more health professionals as well. But we know this is a growing area. We know it's a growing area in and of itself. We know that this is a portal for international exchange and international trade in the state of Texas. We know Inc. magazine makes this, calls this a boomtown, as I recall their categorization of this area. And we know that means there are going to be hundreds and hundreds of young people who will be ready and excited and able to take advantage of a great education and then use that, as Aggies have done for well over 150 years, use that on behalf of this area and on behalf of the state of Texas. And that makes this a very exciting opportunity. Just to give you a little bit of a sense of areas in which we will intend initially to focus, certainly continue to focus on the healthcare areas. Those are important needs of the state in terms of job demands, in terms of student interest. We will work on that along with the research attendant to that as well. And I do stress, as the Chancellor did, much of the work that goes on is a combination of not only the great teaching that goes on, but also the research that underlies that. The professors are on the cutting edge, and our goal is to make sure the students are as well when they graduate, that they know the most recent, current things about their fields and can use those when they go out in their professional capacities. And so that will be a big part of what we will do as well. The area of things we're moving down here, I think most robustly, and first will relate to engineering and engineering technology. We're seeing most of the studies suggesting that somewhere between 65 and 75% of the new jobs in the state of Texas as the economy grows are going to require some post-secondary education. And a lot of those are going to be in the engineering and the technology areas. And we have what is currently ranked as the 10th best engineering school in the world, not just in the United States, but in the entire world. We want to bring that engineering school and experience and teaching here to these great kids in the Rio Grande Valley. Also biomedical sciences and the agriculture and life sciences. And those are important because not only are those fields independently important, but they're also very powerful preparation for further professional training for young students who want to become doctors, dentists, who want to become healthcare professionals, pharmacists, nurses of any sort. These kinds of biomedical sciences and life sciences training can also be very, very important. And we believe important not only for the students, but also growing rapidly here in this area as fields. We believe the future is enormously bright with this collaboration and cooperation. We wouldn't be doing that if we didn't believe that. We wouldn't be doing this unless we were committed, and I remind you of the most essential core value of Texas A&M University is integrity. When we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. And we know we won't fail because we're working so closely with so many of you who have already expressed in these very, very tangible ways in your support. That we appreciate very much, and I think it's going to make this, without any doubt, an extraordinarily successful enterprise. And when the day comes, we will ensure those students are Aggies in every sense of the word. They'll wear the Aggie ring and all that that means in terms of their education, as well as their passion, as has been true of every Aggie I've ever met, their passion to use their education on behalf of others. Since 1876, when we were founded, only 2 campuses have actually grown into branch campuses, Galveston and Cutter. This will be the 3rd. We are certain of it. John and I both will be here 30 years from now as we designate this as a campus of 35,000 students. We're very excited about that. It will become, we believe, without any doubt, the 3rd campus for Texas A&M University. So let me conclude again with thanks. This is not an enterprise that could start, nor is it an enterprise that can succeed without tremendous community support. We need parents to entrust their children to us. We need support from community leaders for all the logistical assistance that a great university needs. We need the community to understand and to engage with us in all of the activities that stimulate economic growth, that enhance educational opportunity for our young people. We very much look forward to working with the local high schools as well to ensure that the glide path to the university is as smooth as possible. So this is going to be an extremely collaborative endeavor, and for that we're very excited. And let me conclude with the real godfather of this entire enterprise, and that's our great Chancellor. I appreciate him saying that I had a little bit of a role in this, and it's easy as president when you have a vision that is so complete and so powerful to look at your people and say, do it. But the creation of that vision really comes from this chancellor, who I think has both an affection for this part of the state and an understanding of it that really surpasses everybody's. And he really has been responsible for making this happen. So John, thank you especially for all.